to the podcast.
Yeah, so this is a mostly drunk cast. We have Danielle, Nick, and Aiden here.
Yeah.
What's up, Dow?
Who are all drinking, and I'm currently not, but whatever.
Pussy. Just pre-warning, guys, there may be a multitude of Christmas songs I may be singing. I don't know why, I'm just in the mood for Christmas.
I will also probably be leaving periodically to get more alcohol, so...
And there may be outbursts of screaming as I accidentally once again dip my Doritos into my drink.
Are we just going to take like a mid-podcast break and get up and get drinks?
Dude, I don't know if I'm gonna last to mid-podcast. Like, I'm almost done with my drink now.
I'm gonna run out of drink in like 20 minutes or so. I've been drinking for 8.5 hours now, so...
Well, guys, happy 11:36 at night, Jason.
Happy 4:36 in the morning, Aiden.
This is certainly a new thing for us.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever recorded a podcast this late/early for people.
Yeah, that's probably true, actually.
It's also...
I don't know. Back in the day, there might have been a couple.
Unless it was that Australian one that you guys did. I don't know what time you were up to.
We did that at like 10 in the morning for us or something. Which is probably a worse time than this, to be honest. But...
Certainly was for Kyle, that first one. The one that Jason didn't even show up to. Because, you know.
Really? Still bringing this up.
It's gonna be a thing every podcast.
You traitorous son of a bitch.
But, it is
Aiden's
first time.
Hello.
Aiden!
Aiden, just to be sure, your audio is recording, right? Like,
yeah, I'm looking at wee blue lines going up and down.
Okay.
we don't have to yell at you like we yelled at Kyle for like 5 minutes trying to figure out if he was recording or not.
He was so dumb.
That was the best to listen to.
I laughed so much when part of his podcast started playing back.
That was so great.
The podcast.
From that podcast, I had to send Ash 2 files because I don't know what I did, but I somehow pressed a button and it stopped recording, so in a panic I had to start a new recording as well. It was like the scariest 20 seconds of my life.
Oh, that's something that you've missed on the podcast. We talked about, like, near-death experiences, so maybe you could have said that. Like, oh my god, like, my heart, it almost stopped when my audio started recording. Like, I didn't know what to do.
I did almost chop my foot in half when I was, like, 9. I was at my neighbour's house, and he's got grandchildren who are, like, exactly my age, pretty much. So when they come over, I go over there to hang out. And I had a trampoline, and I was like, hey, let's go to the trampoline. And instead of using the door, I was like, what would be cool? Fucking jump out of a window. So I jumped out of a window, and I was like, I landed, I walked away, I was like, yeah, that was fucking cool. So I ran back in the house and jumped out of a window again. And he had slate lined up in his garden, and I just landed like straight down on a piece of slate. And sliced my foot open. And I didn't realise at all, and I was like walking up the drive to my house, and I looked back and there was just a trail of like loads of fucking blood.
Oh my god.
And then as soon as I saw it, I was like, fuck. Fuck.
And that's when you realize the pain.
And that's when I started screaming my head off and ran inside, well, like hopped inside and screamed for my dad. And then spent 3 hours waiting in the waiting room of A&E with my foot almost chopped in half.
Jesus.
I kinda have a story like that, but like it didn't involve blood or anything. But like I would say like 2 years ago or whatever, we were going sledding at one of the elementary schools that was really like hilly. And I was we were all drinking. It was like me and my ex and like a bunch of other people. And so like we were drunk and like we weren't paying attention to anything. So I remember I got on one of the sleds with my ex, and we were going down the hill, and it was fine until we hit something, and then we both flew off. And then I just felt like the sharpest pain in the bottom of like my spine, and I just started screaming. It was horrible. Found out that someone buried a cinder block underneath the snow, and the way that the sled hit it hit right on my tailbone. Ooh. And I had a bruised tailbone, and that is the worst fucking thing in the world.
I
I
know
couldn't
that feeling.
walk, I couldn't sit down, I couldn't lay down, I couldn't do anything for like a solid 2 months. And like till this day, it still hurts me if I sit in like certain positions. It's horrible. But like, who buries a cinder block in the snow? You're in elementary school.
Sure? Are you sure it wasn't just on the floor and then snow covered it?
I'm assuming that's what happened, but I'm gonna go with they buried it because I'm a cynical person.
They
like, that
maliciously
damn humanity.
set out to kill you.
Yeah, like they knew I was coming that day. To be fair to my ex, though, he probably buried it there just to fuck with me.
So, that's a nice way to start off the podcast.
Hey, I can continue this for a long time. I have had an injured life.
Me too.
I've aggressive roller skated, which is like crazy ramp shit, and skateboarded for like 6 or 7 years now. I can't do math in this state, but I have fucked myself up so much, and the tailbone is the worst from roller skating because as soon as you start to slip, you have no choice because the wheels are attached to your feet, and you're either sliding onto your face or onto your ass. And that's fucking painful when you're like 4 foot in the air and falling like an extra 6 foot straight onto your ass bone.
Yeah.
That is fucking painful.
That might have been the worst injury that I've ever... I've been hurt before. That might have like been the worst. It was
Anyone
so
ever
bad.
broken a bone?
Oh, yeah.
I've
No.
never broken a bone, but I sprained my left wrist. One time, I was like 15 at the time, maybe. I was biking around at a nearby park, and there was like a small baseball field, and there was a pile of the sort of like red gravelly dirt they used to like cover it. So I was like, hey, yeah, I'll bike over that, and that'll be cool. As soon as my front wheel hit it, I flipped over and then landed on my wrist and sprained it. That kind of sucked.
There was a time back I had to probably have been about 10, probably 9 or 10, and everybody, I don't know what it was, like everybody in like my school like broke something, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever because I love like the casts and stuff. So I tried so hard to break my wrist.
What age was this?
I think it was like 9 or 10.
Wow, you're a dumb fucking child.
I sat there and I jumped and I would land on my wrist, or I would do like tumbles and like try to like stick my wrist under me so that I would like break it. And there was one time where I sprained it pretty bad because of that, and I made my dad take me to the hospital just to try to see if it was broken. And the doctor told my dad that it looked like I was trying to do it on purpose. Oh God!
What is the logic behind that?
I don't remember. I was like, I just wanted to fit in with everybody else. Like everybody broke something that year. It's like, please, just let it be me. My brother broke his wrist, and it's just all this big shit.
The worst I've done in that vein is I made this tiny little box to skate on, like with a little grind rail on the side, and I just ollied onto it and like slipped off and broke and dislocated my finger, and ran to my mum who was outside, and she was just like, alright, it'll be alright, and she like popped my dislocated broken finger back into the socket.
Oh, jeez.
And she didn't realise that it was broken. She thought it was just dislocated, and it was possibly one of the most painful things in my life. It was fucking horrific, having her like grab the tip of my broken finger and shoving it around.
Oh.
Remember a couple of years actually cracked a couple of ribs. That was painful. That was pretty fun.
That's not good.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like one of the worst injuries too, where you just cracked or whatever ribs. Ugh.
I feel like I've got away really well, like through my life, considering the amount of times I've like smashed my body into things. I just come away with like bruises and grazes.
Kind of me too, considering the fact that I tried to actively break my wrist and it didn't happen. So I guess I can call myself a lucky one.
I think the hospital's just fed up of seeing me up there. I broke 6 fingers for a start. It's just...
Wow.
Yeah, the list goes on from there. Most of it was way back in the day when I played like football a lot, and because I was the keeper, my thumbs just kept breaking.
Somehow, through playing rugby, roller skating, playing street hockey, like street roller hockey, which was ice hockey on like kind of gravelly road, which was fucking violent, and skateboarding, somehow I've like never fucked myself up properly. I had like my wrists and ankles were fucked for like 4 years, where any kind of pressure would send me into searing pain. But beside that, I was fine.
I've only ever ended up in the hospital like for like a severe thing once.
Fuck.
Oh, okay. Did you dip your Dorito in your drink again?
Yeah. It's just right fucking there.
I was in the 2nd grade, and it was like the middle of the night, and I woke up to go to the bathroom, and then I coughed really loud, and then I stopped breathing. Like, I couldn't breathe. And so, like, I got rushed to the hospital, and, like, but they didn't call an ambulance for some reason, and I don't really know why. My mom and dad took me in their car. I started to breathe on the way to the hospital. Like, I was able to breathe a little bit, but my voice sounded like a chipmunk, and that's all I remember to this day, is that I sound like a chipmunk. And then when I got there, I had to go on, like, a steroid inhaler and stuff, and they told me I had this thing called, like, croup. I don't know
Danielle's doing roids, man.
Yeah. But, like, it's like to this day, like, I get sick so much, and it's always, like, chest things. Like, I have chronic bronchitis because of it and everything, and it's like, why? No.
I feel like there is so much wrong with me, but I don't go to the doctors or hospital.
I don't either. I'm the kind of person that I would rather just drop dead out of nowhere than go to the doctor to find out what's wrong with me.
That's
pretty much.
That's dumb.
No, because like I'm the kind of person that I would worry about everything.
Than go to the doctors.
Well, if it's something severe that they can't fix, yeah, because I'm gonna sit there and it's just gonna be on my mind constantly, and I'm the kind of person that's gonna freak out about things. Like, once it's in my head, I can't get it out of my head. There's no way for me to like not think about it or to keep my mind off of it. So like if I'm gonna go to the doctor and they can be like, listen, you have cancer, we're not sure if you're gonna live. Like, I'm just gonna lose hope. I'd rather not know and then die. I'd rather just live my life and not have to deal with it.
I just hate going to any sort of, like, doctor or clinic, or, I mean, I hate going to the dentist. It's just, like, the whole, like, you know, medical equipment and the smell and the, like, I don't like it.
I just think I have too much trust in my body. I'm like, well, this is really, really bad right now, but I'm sure I'll get over it. It'll be fine.
You ever hear that, like, it's like, they say it in school all the time, or when, like, people, like, die young and stuff, they're like, oh, he thought that it wouldn't be him, or, like, stuff like that. It's, like, called, like, the superhero complex or whatever, like, teenagers have. I feel like that's me. It's like, nothing's ever gonna happen to me. Like, I'm good. But I know I probably have like a shitload of things wrong with me that I should probably
think
get
that is
taken
me.
care of.
Like, at the age of like 13, I had this random, like, on my forehead. It's been there since I was like 13. This random, like, I don't know how to. It looks like cancer. Just pop up on my forehead, and I was like, well, this is fucking weird and probably quite bad. Oh well. For the past 2 years, like every few days, I get like horrible pains in my chests and like can't move for a couple of minutes, and I have to just like sit there. Yeah. But I'm just like, it's alright.
I feel like I have more faith in my parents to tell me if something's severely wrong or not. Like, if I have, like, something that's, like, wrong, like, I'll go to, like, my dad or mom and be like, Mom, am I gonna die? Like, what's gonna happen? And, like, they'll be like, no, you're fine, shut up. I'll be like, okay, and, like, I'll just believe them.
I'm pretty sure my mum doesn't give a shit about my personal well-being.
There are times where I just leave it to myself, though, and, like, I'll Google it, and Googling an illness might be the worst thing in the world.
Never,
like, especially when you're a hypochondriac to begin with. Oh my god.
For the past, like, 5 months or so, every time I eat hot food, I start, like, properly coughing.
Honey, that's probably acid reflux. I don't think that's anything you need to worry about.
No. It's like irritation in my throat, and I tried to look it up online to see if there was like anything this could be, and there's nothing. There's like I looked it up and there's just like, I was like, reaction to hot food makes me cough and stuff like this, and I was like, after eating food I start coughing. I was like, nope, that's not it. There was just nothing. I have like a unique problem.
Well,
I'm allergic to heat.
You're old guys, and it's gonna sound so bad, but like when I get that time, like whatever my period and stuff, like I get really bad cramps. So I googled it, and they're like, "Well, you could either have ovarian cancer, you might be dying, you really need to get this checked out." And I'm like, "No, I just have cramps. I'm gonna pop like a Midol, I'll be fine." But like immediately it went to like ovarian cancer, and I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah, trying to self-diagnose yourself is the worst thing you could ever do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I would never do that. I just more look to see, is there anything serious that this is linked to? And it turns out it's not linked to anything ever in the world, so that's cool. I'm either just going to suddenly drop dead or I'll be fine.
I was pretty surprised that my mother actually diagnosed me that my appendix was going to kill me a couple of years ago. That was pretty surreal.
Your mother?
Yeah.
Does she have any kind of medical profession?
No, she works in a primary school.
What was it? Was this just random? Like, did you have problems, or was she just like, yeah, appendix is going to kill you, Aiden. You should probably get that
I
sorted
was
out.
like, one day I just had like an upset stomach, and I was like, I've eaten something too quickly, and like she prodded around, and she was like, no, your appendix is a wee bit swollen apparently, and I went to the doctors, and I got operated the same day. The doctor's like, yeah, it was going to explode in a couple of hours. I was like, oh, Jesus.
My grandpa, he like got diagnosed with cancer like I guess like 2 years ago now at this point, and it wasn't like anything too severe. Like it was on like his intestines and stuff, and like they were able to like go in and operate it out, and he's fine now. Like he's in remission and everything. But to this day, he goes online and he Googles it, and he's convinced he's got 3 months to live right now. Right? He's absolutely convinced. And he went my grandma's like, go to the doctor. Like, if you don't, like, just go to your cancer doctor or whatever. So, like, he goes, and the doctor's like, you're fine. Like, you've got nothing. You're perfectly healthy. But he's like, but I think I have 3 months to live because the internet told me this. And it's like, really? Like, if your physical doctor's gonna tell you that nothing's wrong, why are you listening to Google? Like, he's, like, convinced. It's so bad.
See, that just sounds weird to me that, like, your grandparents use the internet.
Oh,
because,
my grandma's a big Facebook person, as we discussed before.
Yeah, see, that's so weird to me because, like, a big chunk of my family is all farmers, so they don't use the internet barely ever.
Like,
like, a month ago, I got added on Facebook by my granddad.
That's always the best. I've had to hide, like, every post. But it's funny because my grandmother is more proficient in Facebook than, like, my dad is. And I think that's the most hilarious thing in the world. Like, you think, like, my dad would have a better grasp on it, being, like, of a younger generation. But nope, my grandma, like, schools him. It's great. Because it's not fun when my grandma decides she wants to put up pictures of everybody.
I just refuse to accept the request. I'm just hoping that he's old enough to think like, oh, maybe it got lost in the mail.
Yeah, see, I only like accept friend requests from family for like very limited amount of people. Like only certain people I'll allow.
Yeah.
Other than that, like my mom uses Facebook. I don't
accepted
have her.
all of them because I'll just
have,
get constant bitching if I don't. But you can separately block them from things. So like my family members.
Can't be
my
bothered.
family members, they can't see anything
like
except for my profile picture. They can't see what's on my wall. They can't see my Facebook statuses. They can't see any of the pictures I'm tagged in or any pictures that I put up except for when I make my profile picture.
Yeah, like I have I think 2 or 3 of my cousins, and that's it. I don't even have my brother and sister on Facebook.
Yeah, I removed my brother because he started talking to my parents about what I'm doing. Because I don't know whether I have you, Jason. I know I don't have Aiden. I don't think. But Danielle, have you seen my Facebook? It's
I've seen your Facebook.
It's just pictures of me getting really fucked up, like passing out in weird places. And I don't want my family to see that. And my brother's 22 or something, and he's such a cunt. He's like the first like 2 weeks of uni. I got a call from my parents. Who was like, "Oh, John's saying this. You're doing this. I was like, "What the fuck? Really?" Really, this
Did
is
your brother
right now?
not go to school? To the point where he
My-
didn't do any of
My
the
brother
things he
didn't
did.
go see. My brother's a retard. I genuinely believe that. Like, I think he has like a total of like 2 friends, and he meets
Hey, well,
them like
don't
every
knock the
few
friend
months.
list.
I
Like-
just 2 more than I have.
Yeah, but Jason, they're weird friends. But he's just like, our whole life, he's always ratted on me, and he's older than me as well. That's not what's supposed to happen. Like, I'll do the minorest thing, and he'll go and tell my parents about it, and then he'll just be like doing all of his shit, and I'll be like, you know what, John? I am your brother. I am a nice and reasonable human being. I'm not going to go and tell on you because I'm not a cunt. How about you don't do that to me?
That doesn't work with siblings.
And then as soon as I get pissed off and tell my parents about what he's doing, they're just like, nah, don't believe you. Fuck you.
Oh, it's like that. My big sister, like she's 28 and she still lives in the house, and me and her just fight all the time, like over the stupidest things. It's ridiculous.
Don't
That's
knock
what
being 20 and still living at home either, because, hey...
I'm 23 and I still live at home.
Yeah, I'm 21 and I still live with myself.
I'm 18 and I don't.
But to be fair, you go away to school. I go to school here, so what am I going to do? Go find an apartment so I can go to school that's 10 minutes away?
Yes.
How about no?
Yeah, I never really had to do that either because the college that I went to is about 15, maybe 20 minutes away, so I could just drive there.
There was a uni like maybe 7 minutes walk from my house. This is where I walk my dog. But no. I decided to go halfway up the country instead.
See, I just couldn't afford to go away to school, and by the time that I could afford to go away to school, like, wow, I can't speak already. I don't remember what I was trying to say.
I've eaten so many Doritos and stuff.
Oh, I got it. Okay, so by the time I could go away to school, I already had a lot of bills and a car payment to do, so I needed a job, so I couldn't go to school, like, far away. Even though I would love to. I would love to, but it's
Oh
not
yeah,
gonna
because you
happen.
have to pay for all of yours, like, up front, don't you?
No, I can get loans and stuff. That's not the problem. Like, I get loans to go to school now, but it's like all, like, I have a car payment and, like, credit card bills and stuff like that, and my cell phone bill that I need a job for that I need to pay. I can't get a job while I'm away at school.
That's
Well, it's like
That
it's like
sucks.
for me, I get the government pay my tuition, and then obviously I pay them back. But well, unless I lived in Scotland, so fuck you.
Yep, we got ours for free.
Where you just take all of our money and pay for school for free.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we
Fuck
got.
you.
I think it's what we get 5 years free higher education, and then after that you need to pay tuition fees.
But anyway, government pays for that, and then I pay them back. But they also give me, because my parents earn a reasonable amount, I get the minimum, so I get $3,000 a year to like help me with living costs and stuff. So
It's not bad.
that's cool. Yeah, it's alright. I've got one guy on my course who gets like just under 9k a year, which is fucking ridiculous. He has
Wow.
no idea what to do with all that money.
Yeah, I
And
only,
like half of it is a grant, so he doesn't even have to pay it back.
yeah, I only get like £50 a month, but that doesn't even cover my train fare into the town, which is like 60. So I'm still losing money. Sucks.
The payment for me isn't even that bad. The amount that you pay back is quite small. It's like they just take a certain amount of payment out.
yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna
Going
go
back
drink. I'll be
to
right back.
going back to what Danielle was saying before.
I guess I should stay here for
like-
this.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my car payment, I've got my cell phone, and whatever like random stuff I buy with
And your
my
maple syrup tax.
what maybe tax, of course, and whatever like I buy with my credit card that I need to pay off. So because of that, I don't make enough to live on my own with all of that.
I think it's actually quite good for like my future because of how much of it is kind of done for me, but I also have to live and work out a lot of it myself, like budgeting, buying all of the food, and like all of the like everyday living costs. But stuff like gas and electric and stuff like that is sorted already. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm a better human being than all of you.
Of course. But I mean, if I were to move out, I would most likely look for like an apartment with at least one roommate, just so I could split the cost of stuff and
Yeah.
I'd actually be able to afford it.
And just to help you work out what the fuck to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my parents own a second house which they rent out, and like the original idea when I was younger was I thought that I would end up moving into there and paying my parents rent with a few friends. But
Oh, that's pretty
that's
cool.
not happening because they all failed at life and are just getting shitty jobs.
At this point, my future plan is to like go room with Kyle in Texas until I get a decent job.
Yeah, we're gonna all move down and get a house together.
Danielle, you just want to go and live in his little outhouse.
Yeah, I do.
I don't really know what's going on. Is it just like one room? Does he just have
Yeah,
a room?
I don't know.
From the sound of it, I think it's like the same sort of thing that Gavin has. It's just like a little like mini house that's one room or something like that.
I do remember him talking about it, and it did seem like he was just painting a lot of fence. So maybe he just lives in like a pen.
With his bunnies.
Yeah.
One thing I know for sure, though, with him is that I don't think I would ever be able to live with him. Like, ever.
Kyle.
Like, not for
Why?
more than, like, 2 days. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, spending a week with him is going to be a stretch of
Because-
like all of our patience.
Because, Nick, I fight with him over the internet. Can you imagine if I was in the same room as him?
Yeah, but it's different.
I don't think it is. I think he's just going to be more obnoxious in person.
You gotta understand that Kyle's not a cunt.
I am not
He's
saying
joking
he
and
is.
pretending to be a cunt.
I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying I don't think I'd be able to deal with it in
Daniel, how
person.
dare you call him a cunt?
I didn't, Nick. Don't be rude. You're being a cunt now, too.
I am a cunt. I accept this.
Love how over here cunt is just like a greeting.
See, I hate that word.
It really
like,
is.
I absolutely
Why?
hate. I don't know.
I
It's
don't
just,
get Americans
that's
have
just
a
like the
really big thing
one-
against the word cunt.
I don't know. It's just like the one word that I just don't like it. Like, I wish
You
I could.
must really hate me.
I don't.
I wish I could explain it to you. I don't mind when like
Danielle,
it's
you would hate
used in like the
Glasgow.
context you use it in, but like people here are just really nasty with it, and it's not said in like a joking and friendly manner. Like when you call somebody that here, it's like it's a big fucking deal. Like I could
Like-
say like fuck all day long, it wouldn't matter to me. Like but I can't. Ugh, I don't know.
To me,
I don't
cunt
get that.
is like equivalent to fuck.
I don't get that hate
Like-
against the word either. I mean, it's just
I just
another
throw
word
it
to
around.
me.
Like I can go up to my mates.
I
and
don't
be
know
like,
if it's because I'm a girl
you fucking
either. If
cunt.
it affects it any,
in
or
like
I
a
don't know.
friendly way.
See, we even use it saying basically like hello. Like we would say like alright, you
Yeah.
cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
just like,
Like I
hello.
said, I don't know if it's just like an American thing or if it's like just a
I think it's just that
a,
Americans are
a
stupid.
girl
I-
thing. But
I think it might be an American thing because I have talked to other American friends and they don't like that word either. So I don't.
I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
something about
That's-
that word. Just, I don't know.
See, it's like they treat it in the same way of like calling a girl a bitch, which for some reason is not. You can't do that. You can't be calling a girl a bitch. Like you can be like, "Damn, got some bitches," but being like, "You're a bitch."
Sure, but yeah, you just can't say that.
One of-
Really? Because
Yeah.
that's so common
That is
here. It's not even
so-
funny.
Oh my god, that is like the worst thing you can say.
But if you say like stop being a
Really?
bitch, that's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Oh, does
Like,
that mean Becca gets
but-
offended every time I call her a bitch? Because I'm only joking about it.
It's like hatred, bitch. Like being like, "You are a bitch" to a girl.
See, if somebody
It's
came up
so
to me and
hard.
told me that I was a bitch, I probably would just like be like, okay. Like I don't think I would do anything to them.
One of my lecturers called one of the people in my seminars a bitch, and she was so offended for like 4 days. She was like, it was only like 6 of us in there, and he was just like, "You're a stupid bitch," and her
Jeez.
face was just like, "What the fuck?" Like so hurt and trodden on and distraught. It was amazing.
I need to start watching what I say when I'm over there for RTX. Like I use cunt like every like third sentence. That's ridiculous.
I'll just throw cunt out.
Yeah, you might want to tone it down a little bit.
It's like in Glasgow, there's like 2 words you need to know. It's like it's alright and cunt. That's it. That's all you need to know for Glasgow.
I'd say they're pretty like fundamental words in the whole of the UK, if that's in Glasgow as well.
Yeah.
So, alright, you cunt. And you're pretty much sorted.
Whereas in America, it'd probably, I don't know, offend someone at least.
Do you ever get to that stage where you've been talking to people for so long? Like today, I was drinking with my friends for like 8 hours, and then I came back, it was one of my flatmates and his girlfriends, and I was in the kitchen getting a drink, and he came in, and I was like, "You alright?" And he was like, "We've just been hanging out for like 8 hours. You know exactly how I am." It's just like, I just don't think about, like, what words mean in a way. It's just like a go-to thing, just like, I see a friend, I'm just, "You alright?" It doesn't actually mean anything. It's just like, hello.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
If I had enough friends in real life to spend 8 hours with, I might have an opinion for you.
Right?
Like, when I ask someone, "Are you alright?" I don't expect an answer. I don't care. I don't want to. Yeah, you know, I had a kind of bad day. This happened. Blah, blah, blah.
It's like, shut up, just saying hello.
I don't give a shit.
It's the same sort of thing when someone says like "sup," you know, they're not actually saying "what's up."
Yeah.
It's like just hello.
People
Yeah,
still
you
say
just-
sup.
Occasionally,
Yo, what's up, though?
Is that still a thing?
from time to time. Not
Same
as
with
much
like,
as it used to.
remember like back
don't-
in like
I
the
don't
old
think it
chat room
is.
days, it'd be like sup, and then it'd be like MNU.
ASM.
Yeah.
What's oh, not much you.
Yeah. There was
Man,
one time.
MMS.
I miss old MSN.
WTUU.
What the
What
fuck
you
is
up to?
WTUU?
No.
What are you up to?
Yeah.
WUUT. There we go. Spelling.
There was a time where, like, back when I first started out on the internet, so this, I think, was probably the 6th grade. And I was on AOL.
What age
And-
is 6th grade?
Fuck,
Like 11,
yeah, I think
maybe
11.
12, something like that.
Something around there.
Alright. Cool.
So it was like the first time ever using like an AOL like messenger thing, and the girl I was talking to goes, "Do you have?" I'm gonna type it here so you can see it. "Do you have a BF?" And I thought that meant best friend, so I said, "Yeah, I have 4 of them." She's like, "You have 4 boyfriends?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "BF means boyfriend." I was like, "No." And she's like, "BFF means best friend."
No,
Okay.
that means best friend for life.
Yeah, but to
No,
differentiate.
that's BFFL.
Yeah,
Best friend forever. there we go.
BFFL or BFFE. No.
Right.
No,
Right?
that's
So-
not a thing. BFFE
I've
is
got
not
a-
thing.
I've got a question, and it's probably most applies to Danielle.
Oh god.
What is middle school? Because we don't have that here.
Middle school is. They changed it here. When I was in elementary school was kindergarten through 6th grade. Then middle school was 7th and 8th. And then high school was 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's just you switching over schools.
That's just like overcomplicating for no reason. Here it's elementary is kindergarten to 6, and then high school is 7, and then
Well,
and,
to be
and then
fair,
in-
it
here-
was
here
kind
in
of
Quebec-
preparing you for high school because
That's the same with us.
in kindergarten through 6th grade, you were just in like one standard classroom and you learn all your subjects in there and whatever. Then when you went to middle school, it started preparing you for like a schedule, so it would give you enough of a rotation that it wasn't as much as high school, but it was still a rotation to get into. Where like you switch classes up every day. And then when you got to high school, it's where they had like the bigger rotation and you had a different class each period.
See, like for us, we started the schedule thing in 7. It's just 7 here. Here's your schedule for the week, and there you go. That's what we have. And just also a fun little fact: here in Quebec, high school only goes up to grade 11, where I think
Same.
in every other province, don't quote me on that, but at least most other ones go up to 12.
What age did you finish school?
Finish high school?
Just like compulsory education.
I graduated high school in 2007, so I
Oh
was
god.
Oh,
I was
Wow.
16 at the time.
You graduated high school when I went into freshman year of high school. And then I think
Because Americans,
you graduated
finish
high
at
school when
18.
Nick was probably just finishing up elementary school.
I don't even know. I'm not doing math. Me and Aiden had like an hour-long conversation about fucking maths and physics earlier. So.
It was great.
I graduated high school in 2010.
So when you say
really?
you graduated
Yep.
from school, do you actually like have like a ceremony for it, or do you just like
Yeah.
leave?
Yeah.
No, there's a ceremony.
There's an actual ceremony.
You walk and get your diploma.
Mine was just the last day of school, and we just fucked around a bit and then never came back.
We get drunk over the road in a park and then burnt all our school stuff on our
God,
last
my
day.
prom was great.
That's what we
My
did.
prom was, I ended up, whatever, I was with my ex at the time and we were going, but he refused to get a limo, so that was fun. So his grandpa drove us to prom, so we were about like an hour and a half late. By the time I showed up there, every single one of like the popular kids was getting kicked out of prom because they all showed up on a party bus, and while they were getting off the party bus, 3 of them fell off the party bus and then threw up outside the prom venue. So they all threw up, and the greatest bit of it was that it was our class president who threw up. So
Oh, that's great.
she's making the speech during graduation, and like everybody just knows and then looking at her like, you stupid bitch.
Was your prom like all part of that? My prom was like 2 weeks after I'd finished.
No, it was
school.
Oh, yeah, our prom was still during school, and then graduation was probably about 3 or so weeks after prom.
Mine was kind of the same. Me and my mates, we all went on a bus. It wasn't quite a party bus, but it kind of was. But I used to, I got talked to by the teachers because we stood up to get off, and I had a beer in either hand and was just walking down the aisles, and then looked at my hands and I was like, oh yeah, I should probably get rid of these. Just threw them into the racks of the bus, and I like stepped off, and like my head of year was just like, Nick, come on, at least be kind of subtle about this. I was like, I'm sorry.
Prom is so bad. It's so overrated.
My prom was so shit.
Oh, it
The
was
highlight of it was watching kids getting told off because they tried to go and smoke a load of weed behind a bush.
My highlight was all the drunk people. Like, I showed up there, and like, I don't know if it was because like my ex sucked or whatever. Like, I just had such a shitty time at prom. Like, it was like my friends were just miserable there. Like, it was just horrible. Like, it was so crowded, and they picked like the tiniest venue, and like I'm sitting there in heels, which number one, I'm not a real girl apparently and can't wear them, and I'm in like the longest, stupidest dress in the world, and it was so bad. Even the food was bad. Like, it was just bad.
I never went to my sixth form prom because we had a prom for the end of like compulsory education, but then we have an extra thing which you can go to. You can go to like college or sixth form. Sixth form is just an extra 2 years at school where you get extra qualifications, and then we had an extra prom at the end of that. I was like, fuck this, I just stayed at home and played WoW. And it was a good day. And then I like messaged people, I was like, how was prom? Like, shit. I was like, yeah, no, I did. I finished Cataclysm.
It's such an overrated thing, because like you've been to one school dance, you've been to like every school dance. They play the same shit. You're doing like the Cotton Eye Joe, and you're doing like the Cupid Shuffle, and like you're set.
Pretty
like
much.
That is your dance.
That's pretty much exactly what happened at mine.
That is not what happened at mine.
That, and then you're guaranteed to hear like that Green Day song, and that Nickelback song. So, what is it? The hope you have the time of your life, and that look at that photograph. Wow. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
My prom was like decent music because it was an actual like proper DJ we had.
Oh, see,
so
my DJ,
like, real relevant music.
My DJ was the gym teacher who happened to own a DJ studio on the side.
Was your prom at your school?
No, my prom was like in a venue.
We
pretty far away from here. See, like, the thing happened with my prom is that it's, like, my high school, and then like there's 2 high schools in my school district. So it was like us, we were north, and then the other school, which was east. We weren't allowed to have prom anywhere near each other because the schools hated each other and they tried to crash it. So my prom got stuck 2 hours away from me. And then East's prom got stuck like literally about 10 minutes from my house. So I had to go to the other side of this stupid ass island to go to my prom, and it was just not worth it.
Weird. Is that like a big thing then? That you have like school rivalries?
It's huge here. Like
Because
huge.
we just had like people who hated each other a bit, but there wasn't.
No,
Like,
school rivalries are
any
pretty big.
school rivalries.
We had
Sports are
fights.
pretty big on the island. So
Yeah,
like
there'd be fights, but it wasn't like oh, you go to this school, therefore we're fighting. It was like, you're a cunt, we're gonna fight.
Oh no,
no, like,
we'd have like 50 versus 50 fights at lunchtime.
Jeez.
It was
We had one of my mates. He's this kid called Shave. Like by the age of like 15, he was like 6'3" maybe, and like fucking massive. Was like so strong and fat at the same time. He let me drop kick him in the chest so that he didn't feel it. Like, he's a fucking beast. And we were 14, 15 maybe, walking home, and we got started on by these 19-year-olds, and he just grabbed one of them, threw him onto the bonnet of his car, and just beat the shit out of him. And he just walked away with like bust eye, black eye, bust lip, just like staggering around. And that was like fucking amazing. And then by the age of like 18, he just went to a school to beat up this one kid and just took on like 20 people just to go beat up this one guy who like had a go at one of his friends or something. He's a fucking amazing man.
Jeez, nah.
Yeah, there weren't a whole lot of fights at my school. I mean, there were some occasionally, but they didn't happen very often because my high school that I went to, it's sort of unofficially nicknamed Weed High because a very, very large percent of the students there smoke. So, I mean, you know, no one really fought or anything very often.
Yeah.
there were good fights in my high school, but the best fight that I have ever seen, like ever, it was our middle school graduation, but it wasn't like really graduation. It was like a kind of like a gathering thing. We all just like were outside on like the fields and stuff, like signing each other's yearbooks and everything. And there was like everybody just separated for some reason. Like we all thought it was weird. Like there was like half the school was on like one side of the field, and the other half was on the other side of the field. And a couple of us were like, "What is going on? Like, why is everybody so separated?" Then you see this one fucking kid stand up on the other side of the field, and he starts screaming. And then this other kid on my side of the field just starts screaming back at him. And, like, him and all of their friends just charged each other and met in the middle of the field and just started beating the shit out of each other. And, like, everybody who was, like, there was just like, what is going on? Like, it's like, oh, when do you ever see that? Like, two, like, eighth graders, like, I don't know how old we were then, like, they just charged each other. I'm like, this is, like, weird. Like, no, you don't do this. High school fights were the best, though, in, like, the hallways and stuff. Like, you're just randomly walking to class and someone just clocks somebody in the side of the head. That was always a good time.
Have you guys ever been in fights?
No.
I haven't.
Aiden, you must have. You're from Glasgow. Isn't
Yeah,
that, like, the
I've
national
been on a couple, but I've been on like the losing end like every time, to be honest. It's usually been like a one-on-one fight and I've just lost.
Yeah. Group fights aren't really a big thing down here. Like, it's just like, you've got a problem, sort it out.
Like, if you went to the middle of Glasgow during, I don't know, the weekend, you'll just find fights everywhere.
I think some of you know about my joys of Halloween in Leicester.
Oh, yeah.
We'd been drinking at a flat and we were going to a house party like a mile or so away. Just walking like down the main road, and we just got jumped on by loads of chavs, and they were just like started punching and like beating the shit out of a few of us, and we were fucked out of our minds. We were like having trouble walking, like that level of drunk. Three of my mates ended up in hospital. One of them got bottled twice.
Jeez.
It was
Wow.
fucking brutal.
That's
Leicester is
insane.
a rough as fuck place. Like, the only reason they stopped is because a police car happened to drive up the road and was just like, well, we should probably stop this. Sirens on and drove over. One of them got caught, got taken, and then was released because apparently he wasn't linked, even though he got rugby tackled down while running away. Just like, what are you doing, please? Sort this out.
I love it.
I love it. I don't care. I love it. That's the first song. I'm quite impressed with myself.
You didn't sing any Christmas songs.
And yeah, I had them earlier. I held back. Do we want to move on to questions now then? This has been a very depressing podcast. We've talked about our serious injuries, and then I don't know what happened in the middle, and now we've moved on to fights.
It's a bad that I don't remember anything that we really talked about.
we probably should try to remember what we talked about, so I can make the title card image for the
Jason,
podcast.
honey,
Look so
sweetheart,
depressing.
light of my life. Like, I'm not sober, so you can
Right,
figure that out for yourself.
I'm gonna Google a cheery topic which we can talk about for a bit.
Alright, well, let's answer questions. Some questions. And then we can find a cheery topic. Nick, look at your questions too, since you're the only one who axes them with me.
I love to ask questions.
I know you do.
Okay, here are some suggestions. Weekend plans, oh fuck, / vacation plans, times with friends, parties, beaches, travels and trips.
Ooh, I volunteers
good
tribute.
restaurants.
I volunteers tribute.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
Primrose!
Shh.
I volunteers tribute.
Guess,
Nick, let me speak.
How is this a happy topic, getting out of a bad relationship?
I guess because you're happy about it. I don't know. You escaped. But no, shut up. We can talk about real quick before I say questions. RTX tickets went on sale today, guys.
Right, yeah, RTX tickets. So, comment below if you buy your
You're a
RTX.
Scouser.
Yeah, that too.
Yay, RTX, I'm so happy.
Nick was gonna go, and then his mom told him no, so he can't go anymore.
It's not quite like that. I wasn't gonna go, and then I looked at my money and realised that I finish uni before my last loan payment comes through, so I'd get £1,200 and I could just go home and not spend any of it. But my mum was like, hey, we've been giving you a fuckload of money, and we're helping pay for your accommodation and stuff like that. Give that to us. You're not going to fucking America, you stupid cunt.
I guess that's fair
Basically.
enough. But anyway,
Yeah, I understand
let's
it.
not make this a depressing topic. Let's make this happy for the 3 out of 4 of us in this place. We got
Fuck you, I feel my
RTX
pain.
tickets!
Oh my god, RTX. It's real,
we-
guys.
So good.
It's
All got
real.
3-day passes, which is cool.
Yeah, we do.
We did not get that house with the chickens because
Rip in
Tristan
peace, chicken house. Rip in
and
peace.
Jess wouldn't be able to stay in it because they're not 21. We did get this kind of kick-ass hotel,
It is pretty cool.
so that's awesome.
I mean, it doesn't have chickens, but I mean, it's still
it's
pretty
got
cool.
a pool and it's
got a
huge.
pool.
Once again, they failed to book places with enough beds for all of them.
No,
Nah,
this
it's
one,
fine.
this one will
Priority
fit
of
us
their life.
better though, because this one's
Places to
got
sleep? Nah.
this one's got 4, like it's 2 rooms, so it's got 4 beds in total plus couches, so we'll be okay.
4
Yeah, I
beds
mean,
for 8 people. Yeah.
I don't mind sleeping on a couch if need be.
And I think me and Becca are gonna bunk, so
You're gonna fuck. What?
okay.
What?
no.
Sorry. What? Oh.
But yeah.
Jason, don't worry about the
So-
cameras then. Forget it.
But we're really excited because it's real, guys. It's really real.
It's real.
Like, all that's stopping me from going there at this point is booking my flight.
Yeah,
Like,
that's all I've got.
all I've
Which-
got left to do.
Which we're gonna do tomorrow, hopefully.
How
Or
much
last
were the-
week from when you listened to this podcast.
Yeah, whatever.
How much were the RTX tickets?
Like 86, I think, for the weekend pass.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's quite a bit more than it was before.
Yeah, they're
I thought they were
talking
like 50.
about, they said because it's like 4th of July weekend, it was more expensive to book the venue because it landed on 4th of July. which is reasonable. They're also talking that the inflated price might be because there's a Jeff Williams concert. So that includes the pricing in it.
That's pretty cool.
It's not bad.
Yeah, well, I honestly, like, for $86 for a 3-day pass, that's really not that bad to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already going to be spending close to $1,000, maybe more, on this whole thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know, $20 extra is not going to make a difference.
I mean, honestly, I feel like, if anything, I would think the tickets would have been more expensive for a 3-day pass. So I'm kind of just, like, I pay more to go to some concerts than I would do for this. So I'm happy with the price. I know a lot of people were complaining about it, though.
Reading Festival, down by my, where I live, that's coming up to, like, £250 for a 3-day ticket.
Yeah, that's like Teen Park.
Which is what, like,
Nick, it sucks
that's
because
like 320 or something dollars.
if you were able to go, because, like, by the time when we got back is when Warped Tour would have been for here. I was gonna get tickets for us and we were gonna go.
Oh.
But you can't come now, so it's sad.
Wait, were you gonna tell me about this, or would I have booked my flights and, like, missed my flight to go on a secret walk?
No, I would have told you, but...
Okay. Because I was gonna say, I wouldn't really appreciate that surprise.
No, I would have told you to, like, book your flight for, like, a couple days later. We would have gone to work.
Okay. Who's that Warped Tour in America this year?
I don't really know. I know there's one band that I like that's going, but it would have been cool for, like, the experience and stuff. I can't go this year, though.
Oh, can you not? I thought you go to all of them.
I do, but it's literally, like, I'm coming back on the 9th, and it's, like, that weekend after, and I have to go back to work. Like, if you were coming, I would have tried to plan around it, but just, like, taking the day off, but it's not worth it. It's like,
I would say go with other people, but everyone else's music's taste sucks, so.
Yeah. My brother is going. It's sad.
Oh, nice. You get on quite well with your brother, don't you?
Yeah. Me and my brother, we do. We fight a lot, but he likes kind of like the same music as I do, so like we have we go to like concerts together all the time.
Nice.
You'd like him. He's the same age as you too, which is weird to think about, but
I just looked at the Warped Tour lineup for America. The only band I recognise are Enter Shikari, and I don't want to see that.
Do you know who Chunk No Captain Chunk is?
Nope.
They're a band from somewhere around you. Oh,
they're a band.
From somewhere around you. I don't know. All right, we got off topic.
By that, you just mean they're from England?
What? No, they're not from England. They're from somewhere. But I don't.
They're from France.
Nick, I don't know.
How is that near me?
Because you're not near here, so I don't know.
That works.
Fine.
Can we do questions now? Because I got distracted with RTX
go.
and now.
Questions, go.
Yeah, sure.
Nick, this one's for you. How does it feel to be the sex appeal of the podcast?
I mean, it's my everyday life, isn't it? It's what I live with. It's no different if it's on the podcast or just girls just staring at me in the street. I deal with it.
It's a heavy burden to bear, but he manages.
Yeah, I mean, I'm alright with it. I just whip my dick out every now and again, and it's good. It's alright. I mean,
Nick,
I understand why it happens.
Nick, this one's also for you.
I have to burden that responsibility.
Nick, are children small or are they just far away? It's specifically for you, so.
Well, as my massive knowledge on children, that sounds wrong.
So are they small or are they just far away?
I would say that children are small.
Okay.
from personal experience, I've managed to. Oh fuck! Everything I go to say sounds so wrong.
just
I was going to say
power
I
through
touched
it.
a child and they seem to be small.
Oh,
well.
this one
Let's
kind of
move
got
on.
Nick and I a little. We talked about this one. Nick, so some of the answers are lame compared to the podcast. Who answers them here?
Me and Danielle. The reason they're lame is because we're answering them on the podcast. We just type in random shit, which is like ever so slightly related to our answer, just to get them out of the way.
I'm also not going to write like 4 or 5 people's answers to these stupid ass questions. So you can go fuck yourself. Nick, did we just go really bad too? Did you just tell them to die?
I didn't tell them to die. I said that they're dumb.
Oh, I thought you said go die. I was like, oh, well, we both
It's
went
kind
really.
of the same thing.
Okay. Matt asks, am I allowed to ask questions again? Nope.
Never.
You're still on probation. That was Kyle.
What? I'm just gonna read this one out. I don't know if anyone's got anything to answer for this. Men. What? Okay.
Alright.
Right.
Okay.
And goodbye. Men. What is the weirdest place or object you've put your body inside of? I'm pretty sure that indicates genitalia. Anywhere weird you've stuck your dick? I really can't think of any weird place I've put my dick.
I can't say I've done that. No.
No, I'm gonna keep thinking about it, but I think generally it's just sad and alone and accompanied by my hand.
Oh, where's that question I wanted before? Oh. Everyone, if you had to suck a bag of dicks, would you want them to be erect or flat? My question is, why do I just have a random bag of dicks? And how would they get erect if they're just a bag of dicks?
Okay, well, so the thing to consider is that is it like a plastic bag and they're all like mushed around like chicken parts, or is it like a paper bag and they're sticking out like baguettes?
Can I just assume that they're attached to men?
What, a bag of erect men?
I'm taking out bag.
Oh.
So it's just a line of men?
If there was just multiple dicks, would you rather, if you had to suck them, be soft or hard?
Oh, jeez.
Well, I said this. I said I want a good 50-50. I want to know what a flaccid dick and an erect dick will be like. If I'm sucking a dick,
I don't know if I should say this or not. I'll decide afterwards and tell Ash to either cut it out or leave it in. But if they're soft, they're not fun in your mouth, Nick. Don't do that.
No, I could like wiggle it around. Like...
It's just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, I imagine it would be weird, but putting an erect dick in my mouth is weird as well.
No, but that's a lot better than putting a soft one in your mouth and then having it grow erect.
Oh, see, I would have said soft until you said that, Danielle. If it stayed soft, then I would say
I
soft.
don't know though. An erect dick is gayer.
So is a soft dick.
No, erect is gayer because that.
But I mean, I guess you could go
stimulation
with
and attraction.
if it's soft, it's gonna be smaller. So you could probably.
That
get
was
like
my thinking. As long as it doesn't grow, I would go.
Stuff the balls in as well.
I guess from being like a straight girl, I don't mind erect dicks in my mouth.
So are you gonna ask to get this all cut out, or are you gonna leave
No,
it
YOLO, leave it. Fuck it. I'm drunk, so we'll leave it.
Literally.
As long as it doesn't grow, I'll say soft.
Oh baby, that thing's grown. Aiden, the stimulation you're providing, there's no hope.
Jason, how about you?
I would probably have to go with the same as Aiden.
Oh, you guys don't know. You don't know.
Yeah,
You know
I
what, Danielle?
don't.
I do not know about what dick in my mouth I want.
I apologize for not being experienced in that category of expertise.
RTX, you could change it.
Basically. Wow.
Okay, I want to address this one. I don't understand what it means at all. It's feature thin in a podcast, bro. And then they put in quotes. What did we what did we do to our friend? We wish we could take it back, but life doesn't work like that. End quote. Also, guess who asked this question? I don't know, and I don't know what you want from me. So, can you clarify it, please?
That's
Like,
a
what?
very strange and vague question. That's let's skip that one.
What?
I don't know. If you asked that, or asked that, not asked it, asked it. Can you explain it, please? Like, right back.
I don't get what some of these mean. It's like reading this one. If you weren't a latecomer, ...
If I weren't a latecomer, I probably
I
wouldn't
would
be on the
exactly
site.
the same as I am, except not a latecomer.
I don't think I'd be on the site considering I made the group like the second day that I was on
to be
it.
honest,
So
I mean, I said this to the guys before. We kind of fucked up a little bit. We like jumped into the thing and we like made a bunch of awesome friends, and then we like made the group and just slowly like not got out of the community at all, but like stopped hanging out quite so much. I mean, we can all admit we're not particularly active in like the if you're new and want to make friends thing anymore and stuff like that. We just.
I don't know if it's just
I don't
me,
know,
but
if I
your
went
audio
latecomer,
keeps
I
cutting
just-
out really
Yeah, no, it's
badly.
cutting out for me as well.
I'm hearing that too.
I mean, that's about all that holds me into it. The friends which
Nick?
I've made from being a latecomer.
Did you die?
Alright, silence, that's cool. Don't worry.
Okay, he died.
Hey Nick, how's it going? Yeah,
Okay.
it's alright. I mean, how are you?
Um,
I'm pretty good. You're amazing. I
Because you
know.
guys won't
Thank
hear
you.
that since we're in
I love you.
TeamSpeak.
I love you too.
It just told us, user in your channel has timed out, and Nick disappeared. So,
Which basically means that he died.
Well,
I'm sure he'll come back.
I disconnected from the
Maybe.
Yeah,
inside.
we'll see.
I was talking to myself.
I don't
You have-
really know what he was saying.
Hello, people.
Oh, there he is.
Hey,
Okay,
there
what
he
were you
is.
saying?
So,
Nick?
I just had like a conversation with myself.
Where'd you go? You did. What were you saying?
I can't remember. I don't know where I was at. My internet died, and I carried on talking to myself, and then no one answered, so I started a conversation by myself with myself.
You were saying how we did it wrong and something about not being active in the mother thread.
People can listen to my audio. Aiden can, Ash can just put it in, or Aiden if he wants to.
Alright, well then I'm gonna choose to ignore you and then ask a different question. I know specifically which are the Kyle questions.
Gotta miss them out. I really don't get why Kyle asks so many questions. I don't. We can cut this out if people don't want to answer at all. What is the most illegal thing you have ever done? Asked by Dr. Headshot.
Mine's honestly drink underage because I don't do shit, so.
Probably that one too, because I really don't do anything.
Either that or shoplift.
Like proper shoplift or like?
Oh, like
tiny
way
shoplift?
back in like primary school, where I just left like a couple
Oh,
bags
yeah,
of
yeah.
crisps.
I was in primary school and I stole out of date sweets. They like had a bin of like 4p sweets where it was like, hey, it had like a big sign. It was like, these are out of date. They're really, really reduced. This is at your own like risk that you're eating these. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm stealing this. I want me some out of date sweets. So I stole like one sweet from it, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm living the high life right now.
I guess if we're going with that, I was probably 4 and in the food store with my mom. And there used to be like this big, huge like candy container with like multiple pieces of candy in it. And I pocketed some. And then I started crying because I had a really guilty conscience and I couldn't do it. So.
And most illegal thing I've probably done is weed. When I was a bit younger, but
Yeah, I've never smoked anything. I can't stand smoke of any kind.
Deserano literally smells like weed and a little bit of alcohol. I'm pretty sure Deserano is just weed ground up and then pissed on a bit to give it the colour.
Oh my god. Oh, we could do this one. Sorry if this is answered somewhere else, and I don't think it is. But how did all of you admins meet, and how did the latecomers begin? Which I've talked about like 9 million times, but whatever. I don't remember how I met anybody else, so sorry.
I think,
Do you
well,
not remember how
it
you
was
met
the...
me, Danielle? What the fuck?
No, I
think it
remember
was
Nick because he
the-
talked about underwater sandwiches on that thread.
Yeah. No. Underwater
Yeah.
barbecues.
Oh, underwater barbecue. I
Well,
knew it was underwater something.
I can tell the story of how I found you guys.
Okay.
I think it was the either first or second day that Danielle made the if you're new and want to make friends thread. And I was in some other thread. It might have been the, like, if you're Canadian post here or whatever thread. I was typing in there, and then Julia ended up posting in there linking to Danielle's thread. I'm like, oh, go check that out, sure, why not? And then I saw your couple posts in, and you were mentioning hopping on TeamSpeak and chatting with you guys. I was like, you know what, why not, I'll give it a shot. And then, just hopped in, started talking to you guys, and hey, here we are.
It was crazily quick how it moved at the start. Like, insane. Because it was... I think I joined on, like, the second day of your thread, and started talking about underwater barbecues. Which was a good idea, to be honest. And then we were like, hey, let's make a group. So when I made a group, and then we started a chat on some website, and then
With
Caiti, Caiti, Jack's Caiti, started talking to us, and she hopped in and was like, hey guys, there's this thing called RoosterTeeth, you should check it out. And she like came into our like little chat we had going, and probably
she was so sweet too. She was like,
that,
the chat was only made for like 10 people, and then she's like, do you guys want me to leave? Like, what do you want me to do? Am I allowed to be here? And I'm like, Katie, you can stay. Like, don't worry about it.
I was kind of worried though that early, because she had posted a couple of times in the thread, like talking to us, and like earlier in our chat, and you could join and then read the previous chat, like what had been going on in the chat.
We're talking about Jack.
We'd fangirled about Katie. We're like, oh my god, imagine if Katie joined us and started talking to us, or how cool would that be? And then she joined, and like I was like, oh shit. And she started
was so
talking to
nice,
us,
though.
and then she started referencing things we'd talked about before, and I was like, oh fuck, she read it.
Like,
oh, well.
like to go on with it, like Katie is like the most ridiculously nice person too. Like,
she's so nice. It's ridiculous.
Like, it's amazing, like just how like incredibly nice she is. And like to this day, like I still talk to her like occasionally. Like if I like message her on like the site, like she answers, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be
She's
awesome
one of
to
those
actually
people.
like get her on the podcast one day?
Well, we talked about this, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think
We're
we kind of came
afraid
to the idea that we're all too bad of a human being
to have her
put
on.
Katie through that.
Which I mean is a testament to how awesome she is, but we just feel like we're
She's-
just shit.
She's that nice of a person that being around her makes you feel bad in yourself.
Like I hope that like I get to like actually like see her at RTX and stuff. Like that's kind of like
That'd
the one
be
person
awesome.
that I want to see.
It'd be cool
Just-
to actually meet up with her in person, yeah.
Just to be like, hey.
Hey, guy, hey.
You know that little group, the Latecomers? That's us.
What's up, dog? What's tripping?
Jeez, thanks. Yeah, but other than that, I don't remember ever speaking to Jason for the first time. I don't really remember ever speaking to Aiden for the first time.
Well,
I don't remember ever speaking to Becca for the first time, or Kyle for the first time, or really anybody for the first
I think for the
time.
first time talking to you, Danielle, was probably on Uvu one of the nights. When the people
Really?
actually
I
got to
think-
see who I was.
That was our first conversation on Uvo. I'm so sorry.
I think we should explain how Jason became to be an
Oh yeah, that's a great story.
Jason became an admin one night. Well, we were on TeamSpeak, and I was really drunk. And I made him an admin for no reason.
And I woke up in the morning, and I'd missed all of this, and I was like, why is Jason an admin all of a sudden? And he was just like, I was drunk and I added him. And I was like, okay. Alright. And everyone just kind of accepted it.
Yeah, you did.
You're in here purely because Danielle's an alcoholic. It's like with the internet box when Kerry got on because the guy made an intro and got it wrong and said that Kerry was part of the podcast, so they invited Kerry on the podcast. It's just that Danielle was just like, fuck it, why not? Yeah.
That was a good night.
I don't know. Good night for you, awful night for me. Latecomers.
Hey.
Hey, it's only hard feelings. I have no idea when I first spoke to Aiden, to be honest. Like, properly spoke to you, it was probably quite recently.
Yeah.
I mean, back when you were,
Electric Dan.
Electric Dan, that was it. And were hiding behind this persona of another human being. But, I spoke to you a little bit, but...
Yeah, it was
I mean,
probably like
Skype
the game
was-
nights me and you spoke to, like playing like Happy Wars and stuff.
Yeah, that's probably true, actually. I still am a beast at Happy Wars, I'm pretty sure.
I've not played that in ages.
I remember it was Spencer would be on, and it would be just me and him with the highest ranked people. Because obviously the higher ranked you are in that game, the better stuff you have. And we would just like try to find each other on Battlefield and just have like all-out war against each other.
You just
And
like,
that was,
destroyed everyone in that game. I
One
just ran away
people
from it at
bro.
a certain point.
Yeah, I felt bad because my guy could just like destroy people in moments.
As soon as I seen you, I just
spent-
ran away. I just didn't even bother.
I'm sorry. Do you want to do another question?
Yeah, you
Sure, why
pick.
not?
What the fuck? Everyone, what is your mating call?
My meeting call is Gavin's meeting call. But ah!
I was just about to bring up my phone and play that sound.
Can you play it? Play it.
Yeah, sure,
play it,
one
play
sec.
it.
That
Right,
was
right.
also Dr. Headshot as he submitted about 500 questions.
See, but the difference between his questions and Matt's questions are their actual questions.
Yeah. I would say my mating call is a good solid, like, creepy grunt, like a and then maybe followed by some, oh, how you doing, girl? Oh, that's a mighty fine rag you got going there.
Oh my god. I'd sleep with you for that one.
Oh yeah,
Your
yeah, you
tits
would.
look really great
You wouldn't
right
have an
now.
option, but you would.
Did you guys hear that one?
Rape.
Jason, I'm waiting for that noise. Ah! Jason, did you die?
Do you want to do 2 more questions and then say our farewells?
Okay.
Go for it.
Pick
Yeah.
one, Daniel.
I'm looking.
You man.
Talk in the meantime. I'm looking.
The fuck?
The
Some of
fuck?
these questions are so dumb.
I know, that's why I'm taking me a while.
I think I've only asked 2 on that Ask FM. I need to put in some more.
So there are, like, half of these are either dumb or, like, way too personal. It's like this one. Do you like your parents? Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Yeah, like my parents.
just gonna
I'm
start
gonna add
talking
one
about
just
my
now, hold on.
relationship with my parents on the podcast.
Would you rather be a very ugly member of your current gender or super attractive 11 out of 10 from the opposite gender?
Super attractive 11 out of 10 on the opposite gender.
Me too. I totally would
100%.
be a hot dude.
I would be a fucking hot girl. I would love that. I get so much dick.
See, the thing with that though is that would you you keep your current mindset, right? Like you just change body, but you keep like your mind and everything. Would you want to go for guys, or would you just be like that super hot lesbian?
I'm pretty sure I'd be bisexual. I need some dick.
I think that I would just be like gay. I don't know if I'd be able to
You
go
can't-
with a girl.
You can't be a girl and not have a dick in your vagina.
I think you can if you're a lesbian.
Nah, that's bullshit.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sorry
I
to
just
all
feel
the
like
lesbians out there. Nick is kind of a
I have no
douchebag.
problem with lesbians. I watch so much lesbian porn.
What about you, boys?
I would probably have to go with opposite as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Now,
all
see-
of us want a sex change.
But back to that though, Jason and Aiden, would you go gay or would you just be lesbian?
I mean, if I'm still in the same mindset, I'm still attracted to females, so.
So you would be a lesbian girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would definitely be down to lesbian, but I would definitely try a dick. I'd see how it goes. What the fuck? I don't know who asked this, but why do you call it an asteroid when it's outside the hemisphere, yet you call it a hemorrhoid when it's in your ass?
Oh my god.
I don't know who you are, but I think I love you.
That's a great question.
Honestly, I don't know. I can't help you with that.
Yeah, I don't have an answer, but great question.
Oh shit, we just got a question. Like, just submitted. I guess this will be the last one. If you could see two superheroes fight, who would they be?
I may have asked that.
Was that you?
Yeah.
That doesn't count. Fuck it, we'll answer it anyway. Aiden, as it was your question.
Batman and Captain America.
It's not too bad. Who do you reckon would win?
Cap.
Captain America. Probably.
Yeah, to be honest, however much it disappoints me to say it, I think Captain America would win.
Yeah, no, he would win. Didn't understand the
No,
film,
who
but
are-
he would win.
Definitely Deadpool, but I don't know who to fight against. Maybe
I would put,
Deadpool versus Wolverine.
I would put someone, I'm not sure who, maybe like the Hulk or someone like really overpowered strong versus Cyclops, because I just want him dead.
Yeah, like how
Cyclops
we're all
sucks.
going like Avenger and somebody else. I think that I'd kind of want to see like Storm and Black Widow go at it, because I think that would kind of be a
That'd be
cool
pretty good.
I
matchup.
thought my choice was pretty good, to be honest. I feel you all should have complimented me on my choice.
Your choice was excellent, Nick. I really like it, and I wish you would make more choices like that in life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've made a pretty good choice tonight.
Have you?
Getting drunk and then coming and trying to do a podcast.
Was it the choice of dipping Doritos into your drink?
That was a poor choice. I haven't done it for a while now, though. I've still got like the Doritos scum on top of my drink. Yeah, so I guess that was the last question. Bye. Alright, stop recording.
No, we can't end it like that. Don't be a dick.
You're a dick.
You're a dick.
And end.
No.
So, this is a podcast.
I feel like we
Stuff.
always end it not
We're-
with questions. We talk
we're
about
always-
things for a little bit after.
We're terrible at ending them. We're like, what do we do?
Just end. Just like, stop. Bye.
No,
Say
we
bye.
can't do
Done.
that. That's mean.
Why not? That's how you end stuff.
No. No, I don't.
That's
do
like-
it. No.
Okay,
look,
well...
look, we'll do like a tail off. I'll start off like loud and I'll like quieten down. End.
Yeah, so,
Like the
It's-
end of a song.
yeah, so we're done with this podcast for
Can
today.
some of you please tell me you're going to RTX and save me from these people?
Yeah. When this one comes out, be sure to comment if you got your RTX tickets and if you're going to RTX and your plans for it and all that good stuff.
Aiden, say bye.
By the time
Bye,
this
guys.
comes out, it'll be like too late for the intro contest, won't it? It'll be like 1 day left.
Yeah, so...
Well,
Thank
if
you
you
for
have
submitting
time,
the intros, and if you have one
submit
day,
us
send
an
one.
intro for tomorrow.
You can also send us more intros after the contest ends. Just because the contest is ending doesn't mean that you can't submit us an intro. We might do nicer
Yeah,
things for
to
you
be
still.
honest.
But
If there's a mad swag YOLO hashtag awesome dick fart one, I'll be like, damn.
just because the
down for some of
contest's
that.
over doesn't mean that you can't send us super cool intros. And hey, you might get something nice in return. Hint, hint, not everybody, but if they're really cool. Like if you send me an intro of you just going, it's a Latecomers podcast, then I'm not giving you shit, and you can shove that intro up your asshole.
I want someone to take that little sound clip that Danielle just did and submit that as an intro.
I've been trying to make one on the iPad, like with the terrible music
Danielle
programs, but I have
is
just
drunk
no musical
right
skill
now,
whatsoever.
And she's doing a podcast.
Wow.
That is my intro for myself.
Podcast.
I feel bad for Ash when he has to edit this, 'cause it's got a lot of bad things in it.
Okay, guys, let's say bye.
Goodbye!
Goodbye.
Bye.
Penis.